Hey, good morning, Barons. This is Mr. Romero, your principal. Man, we got an exciting week this week. We got our boys playing CIF game. We have the girls soccer playing a CIF game at home. And then we have our girls basketball that are going away on Friday. I know it's a 4-day weekend, but they're playing on Friday night away. We have roller hockey playing, going on, playing some CIF match. And then we have 7 wrestlers that have made it to Masters, and they're going to be moving on. And one specifically, Josue Garcia, who took first place in CIF, and he also will be joining the 7 for their state CIF Masters tournament. So just a lot of exciting stuff happening here. Get involved, attend the games, and then we have our new season of sports starting really, really soon. Hey, but before we go on, I want to just say that I know a lot of the seniors are getting their acceptance letters, and it's a great time to celebrate. But don't forget that some of the seniors aren't getting their top school, or they're not getting any school. I think back to when I was in high school here at Bonita Vista High School, and all my friends were getting accepted to university, and because of my grades and because of my SAT test, I didn't get into one school. Not one college accepted me to go to their school, and so I had to go on to Southwestern College and spend some time there. And so I just remember that feeling, and I want to remind you seniors and everybody out there, and even parents that are listening, it's such a stressful time for our seniors waiting for their acceptance letters, and I want to just all be cognizant of that. So with that, Valentine's Day is coming up, so treat everybody like they're your Valentine and just be nice to everybody. And so with that, make it a great day, living the Barron way.
Good morning, Barons.
I'm Paul.
And Priscilla, and welcome back to today's broadcast with Bonita News that's relevant to you. Today is Monday, February 12th, 2024.
We hope you're doing amazing, and thank you for tuning in to BVTV.
Today, we're going to put on our science goggles and get some information on the science fair with Miss Eckstein.
Then, we'll meet with Miss Martinez for today's quote of the day.
We'll also get a small lesson on President's Day weekend coming up.
Finally, we'll go over the choices list. Make sure you're not on it if you plan on going to Baronial.
Are you going to Baronial, Paul?
I'm not sure yet. Dancing's not really my strength.
It could still be fun. But anyway, speaking of academics, let's go to Naomi and Anthony with science fair information.
Good morning, Barons. My name's Naomi, and today we're going to be interviewing Miss Eckstein on this upcoming science fair.
Miss Eckstein teaches science, and along with another teacher, became advisors for this year's science fair. The hosting date will be at?
So it is February 14th on Valentine's Day. We're going to love us some science.
Which is the Sweetwater Union Science Fair, which is?
So this one is at Otay Ranch, starting at 2 o'clock. And parents are welcome to come in, or the community at 4 p.m.
Some students from this have been able to qualify to the even greater and bigger San Diego Science Fair, March 13th in Balboa Park, which is how old?
I think they're at 75 years.
The qualifications to join this year's Science Fair are?
So usually it's open to everyone, but we especially encourage our IB students who are already doing their extended essays or their internal assessments, and they can just see Dr. Martel and I. Usually we start in October, and then they work all the way through December, the break, and then they have to be ready by February.
Miss Eckstein's favorite thing is?
Well, I think one of the greatest things is a lot of our students have never had these type of science experiences. And the fact that they're doing an IA and an EE, they're already putting a lot of work into it, so they get rewarded, and I love the fact that they get rewarded for doing a project that they've been working on, that's, their passion, and then they get to meet scientists.
And this is what you could win.
It's fair, they win scholarships, they win awards, so it greatly transcends our curriculum here at Bonita, and then they're able to kind of delve and make connections that might help them.
And that's all for today, Barons. Thank you, Ms. Eckstein, for the interview, and hopefully you guys get to sign up for this science fair for a chance to win cool prizes. Now back to the studio.
I'm so proud of all of our amazing students attending science fair this year.
Of course, Bonita is truly setting the standard of academic excellence.
Speaking of, our amazing multimedia teacher, Mr. Martinez, is a great example of academic excellence.
That's right, he's a multimedia teacher, the advisor for BVTV, and started a new course this year for virtual production.
Mr. Martinez is a great person to get inspirational words from. Let's hear his quote of the day.
Hey Barons, I'm Ian, and today we're going to be doing the quote of the day. Mr. Martinez is the teacher for BVTV, multimedia, and virtual production. He teaches his students how to film and edit and administrates the student-led BVTV program with the new addition of teaching virtual production. Now to the quote.
What will happen if we study what is right with people instead of focusing on what is wrong with them? By Don Clifton.
This quote talks about how people normally see others for the negative things that they provide. However, it's better to look at people for what they do to help and the positive things about them rather than just looking at them in a negative lighting. Back to the studio, Barons.
Thank you, Ian, and thanks to Mr. Martinez for the word of the day.
Maybe you feel inspired to work hard.
Hopefully you do. Let's continue to work hard in school.
On the subject of school, this is your reminder we don't have any school this Friday or coming Monday. The history of President's Day weekend isn't very well known. Most people just enjoy the day off.
But today we're going to get a small history lesson on President's Day weekend with Gael and Para.
On to you guys.
It's currently February, and as we all know, we have a President's Weekend coming up, and we're going to inform you some more about that.
President's Day was established in 1879. However, it was an unofficial celebration due to a proclamation under President Abraham Lincoln's administration since 1862. President's Day is a celebration of our first president, George Washington's birthday, every February 22nd.
That's all for today. Now back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Gael and Para, for the information.
Actually, President's Day weekend is a perfect opportunity to catch up on some late work before progress reports.
That's true, mostly for those of you whose grades are a little low. But it's okay, if you fall behind sometimes, just make sure to get caught up as soon as possible.
It's important for you to keep your grades up, especially if you're trying to keep your name off that choices list.
Yes, seniors, do your best to keep your name off the choices list so you can participate in senior activities.
We have Miguel talking to us today about the choices list. Miguel, on to you.
Hey Barons, it's Nerissa, and today we're going to interview Hayden Lopez to learn more about the choices list.
My name is Hayden Lopez.
To be on the choices list means to not attend any school dances or events such as baronial and homecoming.
To be on the choices list, it's an awful thing. Like, you don't want to be on the choices list. It's really bad. Like, I was so excited to go to baronial, but now I can't because I'm on the choices list.
You can check to see if you're on the choices list by going on Infinite Campus or Jupiter.
You can check through Infinite Campus, or they'll probably email you just being like, oh, you have choices list, you're on the choices list for this reason. They'll probably tell you it's either tardies, absences, or grades. So
students can go to Saturday school to clear any absences or tardies they may have in order to get off the choices list.
You can get off of it by attending Saturday school. Get a class on time, stay on top of your schoolwork, don't skip school, don't ditch, just be a good student.
Thank you. And now back to the studio.
Thanks, Miguel.
Make sure to double check if you're on the choices list.
Yeah, and if you are, make sure to attend Saturday schools or reach out to the attendance coordinator.
Well, that's all for today, Barons. Thank you for joining us.
It's been Paul
and Priscilla, and we're signing off.